What's up, YouTube? I'm Z, and this channel shows you the world through my lens. I just got done listening to Doomsday Part 2. Um, Listen, I said this at the end. I don't know why this has been revived. I think Eminem is a super troll. He's the originators of super trolls in hip hop. I don't want to say if he originated. I mean, I'm sure there was people before him, but this is his style. Like, he really wants to rub it in, and if he's beat you at something, he's gonna mention it either outright or mention it subliminally for the rest of his career. And we've seen that time and time again. He'll bring it up. He'll say, "Remember when I did X?" Right? So, I guess I'm not super surprised that Eminem is firing shots at Benzino, but I am surprised that Benzino's firing back. Because first of all, he still makes music? Question mark. And then secondly, Benzino, are you losing your memory? You don't remember what happened the first time? Do I need to remind you about the sauce? Do I need to remind you about nail in the coffin? I don't know. Maybe he's got something. Who knows? But I do see that the title of the track is Vulturius. That almost makes me think that he's going to make a play on Culture Vulture. So, been there, done that. We've heard that angle. Unless you're going to do it in a really good way, like do it really well. I don't know. Let's see. I believe that's the official track. It doesn't look like it's from, like, the channel doesn't say Benzino, but I don't know if he has a channel, whatever. Let's check it out. Is this the right one? All right, here we go. I hope this is the right one.
Yo, Eminem should be called Skittles, sweet ass motherfucker.
Candy ass Eminem, bitch ass feminine, Maddie like melanin, on volume turned up again. Oh shit, here we go, Benzino versus Jim Crow. Know a custody when I see one, how many times you overdose? Cracker on crack.
Okay. Let's pull that back. First of all, it almost feels like a time machine. It doesn't sound modern. Just in terms of like what modern hip hop or modern rap sounds like, it doesn't sound like that. But that's okay. I mean, Benzino's basically from a time machine. I don't know if he's done anything since he used to rap back then. Let's play that again from the beginning.
Should be called Skittles, sweet ass motherfucker.
Candy ass Eminem, bitch.
The only reason I do this is because it's been said so many times.
Ass feminine, Maddie like melanin, on volume turned up again. Oh shit, here we go, Benzino versus Jim Crow. Know a custody when I see one, how many times you overdose? Cracker on crack, who rap but hate black in the show. Invade our culture, then insult us, time you get exposed. Lil ho, this Mariah, Christina, Michael, and Brit. What kind of fuck go to war with people dancing and singing? Don't fuck.
Okay, I mean, he's throwing some shots here. He's bringing up the drug thing, which again, the only thing about that is I think at this point, you just kind of have some questions about why that's still being brought up when he is sober for quite many years at this point. So I think that's a little weak. You have to do something that's current, but whatever. It is what it is. Then there's the Culture Vulture line, invade our culture, insult us. It's time you get exposed. And now he's calling him out. Why are you having beef with pop artists? And listen, Eminem has done this from time and time again. He doesn't just go after hip hop artists. He mentions pop artists. There was talking about NSYNC. There's talking about the names he's mentioned here. His famous beef with Mariah Carey, which transformed into his infamous beef with Nick Cannon. We all remember that one. So these are some shots.
Fuck with 50 and keep it good and Brit. What kind of fuck go to war with people dancing and singing? Don't fuck with 50 and keep it a buck. You ain't tough. Your baby mom can get a bag like how Cassie did Puff. If they read your lyrics in the court like they did Young Thug. From the drugs chopping her up, corpse in the trunk. You a punk. Plan my funeral, please. You shoot who? Square ain't even go circle the block for proof. And the truth, my daughter had a life that I never had.
Okay. So he's doing a couple things here. He said he doesn't mess with 50 and keep it a buck. You ain't tough. So that it is clever. Like 50, a buck is 100. So that's a nice play. But buck could also be a reference to young buck. And then he's saying you ain't tough. He's mentioning this Cassie and Puff situation. He's saying how I guess Kim could, take Eminem to court with their situation. Now he's also kind of trying to hop on a trend by mentioning the Young Thug situation. Lyrics in the court. Obviously, Eminem's lyrics. By the way, in case it's not known, Eminem lyrics have been used against him in the past. So, people were literally protesting this dude. They were talking about him in, I don't know if it was Congress or wherever it was, and talking about his lyrics. So this is also something that's already happened. But this line right here, I see what you were doing. I see what you were doing. You're trying to respond to some of the lines, like he's talking about funerals. So he's referencing a line straight from Eminem. This is textbook diss track, battle rap. You have to respond to the specific stuff that's being said to you. And then he says, you're going to shoot who? Because he said, Riddle, you would, fill you up with bullets or whatever M said. Again, I'm paraphrasing. But this next line, he says, square. So he's calling Eminem a square. Ain't even go circle the block. So he's playing on the shapes, square, circle, but circle the block, meaning go and get revenge, basically, go back to what happened for proof. Now, this is a touchy topic. This is like somebody saying Haley in a track, right? And we know how that's ended up in the past. Rest in peace, Ja Rule. I guess rest in peace, Ja Rule's career. But, MGK and Haley. And one thing we got to understand, we all know if you're an Eminem fan, verging on Stan, proof, you don't touch that topic. And we're touching that topic. I don't know if this is a good idea, Benzino.
Square ain't even go circle the block for proof. And
Damn.
the truth, my daughter had a life that I never had. I'm probably more Boston George than America's dad, but I provided. Food, clothes, gifts kept y'all excited. Now you let the industry Willie Lynch keep us divided. But back when I got indicted in and out of court fighting, you was in a pretty home with something foreign to riding. Of course he'll tell you hate your father, he could never find his. Trailer park swine bitch. Shit, you're miserable when you're lonely, and we think that they cloned you. You look weird, don't care how much just for men they put on you. Never seen with a girl, never seen with a bitch, but got a song What If I Was Gay with Joyner Lucas. I'm done.
Okay, so basically after the last line, after the proof line, he addressed the line about his daughter. He said, I won't have a song with Coi Leray. And he basically says that my daughter didn't have the struggles I had. She kind of grew up in a good life. And then he talks about how when he was going through a struggle, Eminem was living a good life. And then he kind of goes into these lines here where he says, you hate your father because he could never find his, trailer park, swine. The only issue with these lines is that Eminem will say that stuff about himself. So it's really hard to hear those lines and be like, oh, Benzino got him. When Eminem kind of says that about himself, he 8 miles himself all the time. So that one's a little tough. The ending lines, I think that was a good response, at least, to the hotel accusations. And so Eminem kind of bringing that up and obviously insinuating that he's gay. And now he strikes back and says, well, we've never seen you with a girl, aside from Kim. We've never seen you with a girl, which is true. We don't see Eminem in public with a female. Doesn't happen. But you got a song, What If I Was Gay with Joyner Lucas. Now listen, you probably shouldn't have said Joyner Lucas's name, because Joyner's one of them, and he rides with M, so that might not have been a good idea. But I say all of this like it really matters. Benzino doesn't really have a rap career to protect. He is literally the definition of nothing to lose. If he does this, what happens to him, negatively? Nothing, right? Eminem is in an interesting situation because, he's considered one of the GOATs of this rap stuff. So I would argue that Eminem's reputation is more valuable than anything Benzino has to lose by doing this. So while I say, why are you doing this? It's also like, well, why not? I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? I do want to say he addressed the clone thing. I believe that was the MGK angle. So he is biting other people's angles because he also said you look weird. And we know the famous your beard's weird from MGK. Overall, like this was okay. My biggest issue with it is that he's repeating disses that other people have used. There wasn't like new stuff. The only thing I would say that a lot of people haven't touched on too much is the fact that he brought proof into it. And I think most people kind of stayed away from that topic. Unless I'm forgetting a diss, definitely feel free to kind of mention that in the comments and remind me if there was a time that happened. But the Skittles line we heard during the Nick Cannon saga, you know, the beard's weird and you're a clone, MGK saga. What else? Yeah, I mean, you know, the Kim stuff happens every time. The black and white thing, Culture Vulture, Nick Cannon era, and basically anybody who has ever used like, oh, you're white as a diss towards them. So it's just that's the only thing I would say. It's like it's not impressive if you're just saying what we've already heard, especially when we've heard it from other people, right? So I don't know where we go from here, guys. You tell me. Do we even want to hear more? Like, I just want to hear more because I want to hear M rap more. Like, I've been sad that we're not really getting like, you know, new music. I don't know if he's gonna do any more albums. I don't know. But if it's just to hear Eminem again, yeah, respond, Marshall. Let's see it. Anyways, if you guys are still here, I appreciate you spending your time with me. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.